Hey, it's Rachel, and I'm going to talk quickly today about my bullet journal, how I use it to track healthy habits. I think for a lot of us, gardening is part of trying to eat better, and I'm a little late to the bullet journal or Bujo train. I've only been doing it for a couple months now, but it's been incredibly helpful for me. So I thought I would share how I lay it out and how I use it to track habits in case some of you want to do the same. Mine's going to be kind of about MS habits, but I think that it'll apply to a lot of people. And this particular journal has 50 columns on 2 pages, so 24 per page, with 2 in the middle and 1 on each edge, and 40 rows. And I started with year at a glance. I put 3 months on each page, so 2 pages total to get the whole year. And this is really for relationship tracking things. I use this at the beginning of the year, lay it all out, and I get everybody's birthday, our anniversary, date nights with my husband. So this page is really all about keeping track of important relationships. And the layout is, 6 columns total on each page, across 2 pages, I should say. So 7 columns each, 1 column in between, and then the 2 column in the middle. And then vertically, you need 31 rows for every day of the month. I left 1 in between and then need 5 weeks for the month itself. Turning to my other annual page, which is my MS symptom tracker. For other people, this might be tracking anxiety or stress or something like that. I use it for MS symptoms, and it's a great way to get a visual of patterns in your life all on one page. In my case, I color code it, so blue is no symptoms, green is something like a headache or fatigue that could be a symptom but might be nothing. Yellow is anything that's definitely a thing, like hives, or I had tingling at one point but not necessarily MS. And then red is like definitely MS. So at one point I had slurred speech back when I was first diagnosed, so that kind of thing would be red. So your use of it might be different, but it is really nice to have a simple page with everything laid out in one spot. I use washi tape, as you can see, to get easy access. The ones with black dots in my case are the year at a glance pages, and then I use blue and white for the monthly. And that's my monthly layout here. I used to do them as kind of a calendar, but I found that I didn't really use them very much. So I use it for habit tracking now. And the 5 habits that I try and consistently do are following Wahls protocol, following an exercise routine, working on my Portuguese, getting daily bursts of creativity, and a gratitude journal practice. So you can see similar to before, but now I need 7 columns because the 7 days of the week. So each column is 6 wide with 1 in between. And then vertically, I want each box to be 6 high, and I'll say why in a minute. And I keep 1 in between. I just left 4 at the top and 2 at the bottom. And you can see this is after it's been in use for a bit. I don't have a whole lot of perfect days, but I'm pretty good. So progress, not perfection. And then this is the one that I use all the time. This is my weekly layout. I use this as my daily to-do list. I write things down during my work week and cross them off as they're done. But where I've adapted it, you can see I track my meds. So I have to inject 3 times a week in different parts of my body, kind of hard to keep track. So I track them here. I also do a daily food log on the bottom, and I track my Wahls progress on the top. Same as year at a glance, 6 columns, 7 each, 1 in between. I like to leave 9 rows on the bottom for my food log, and each box is 6 high, and that leaves roughly like 23 things on a weekday where I can keep track of my to-dos. Saturday and Sunday are, I don't need to do as much, so they share a column, and there's like 2 or 3 spots for each of them. So talking through the food log, every day as I'm going through, I'm just dotting down notes and keeping track of what I'm eating. And then at the end of the day, or sometimes like midday and end of day, I go in and use the boxes at the top to track my Wahls progress. Each of them has 12 boxes, right? It's a 6x6 square, 36 little squares inside, divided in 3, and that's 12. So if each little box is a quarter of a cup, then 12 of those makes my 3-cup target. So my goal as I go through the day is I start highlighting off. And it's kind of like cell phone minutes that'll roll over. So if I'm short one day, I start highlighting and kind of like start with a gap and keep going. If I exceed my goal, it goes into the next day and I get some credit. So all in, I'm just trying to balance it out through the week. But you can see I write in on top of the highlight, what it was that helped me fulfill the goal. So 3 cups of greens, 3 cups of sulfur rich, and 3 cups of brightly colored things. So ideally at the end of the day, this whole box is colored in. And just like forgive the high security Post-it note here, I do use this for my work tasks, which are kind of sensitive, and so I needed to obscure them, and I did it in a super non-high-tech way. That's it, really. I have found that this is a simple, effective, not too complicated, but it's really flexible, and it lets me track the things that I want to track. And I thought that if there's anybody else out there that is trying to have these repetitive healthy habits, this might come in handy for your efforts as well. So I hope that that's the case. And the next one that we're going to post here is actually going to be on our garden plan for the year, and I feel like I cracked the code this year, and I figured out how to lay it all out in a single place simply, and it's kind of like the cousin of this. I think having to put together the bullet journal really helped me think through how I want to visually and cleanly and simply track everything, and so I've now adapted that to the garden plan. So again, hope that was helpful. If you've got any questions or comments, let me know. Otherwise, until next time, happy growing. Thanks.